Welcome to another week of Journey of One. This is a show where I travel around and do cool things around cities that I live nearby and see any cool things to go do and places to experience. It's called Journey of One because oftentimes I'll be doing it on my own, but that doesn't mean that always I won't have anybody accompany me. Sometimes the best way to experience something is when you're on your own, because then you don't have to be distracted by everybody else's plans and trying to figure out what they want to do versus what you want to do. Just kind of go do what you want to do, see what you want to see. It's a lot of fun. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. Let's begin the journey. This week we head to Los Angeles for the LA Art Book Fair, to Echo Park for the Floating Library, and also to Chinatown for the Chinese New Year celebration. First, we head to Echo Park, a beautiful lake right in the middle of downtown Los Angeles. The Echo Park Lake actually started out as a reservoir built in 1868 and was converted to a park and lake in 1895. Not only is it a beautiful park, but it has an amazing view of the LA skyline silhouetted in the distance. I was joined this week by my friend Rachel and her son Quentin as we rented a paddle boat to go out onto the lake. We were there to see the Floating Library, which was put on by the Machine Project, who you can find more information about in the link below, but I'll let them tell you a little bit about it.
Library, basically an artist from Minnesota decided to create a raft that could go on the Great Lakes, and now it's here in Los Angeles for the LA Book Fair. And people can paddle out, check out any of these awesome art books. Some of them are poetry, some of them are coloring books, other ones are just fun reads. So it's just for the public to enjoy.
They had a ton of stuff to check out. We particularly enjoyed this 3D picture viewer. After the Floating Library, we decided to paddle around for a little bit, enjoying all the beautiful scenery. In the lake, it also had this island, which had some marshlands and avian wildlife, but we weren't able to go onto it, so this was about as close as I got. Overlooking it all was the Lady of the Lake, originally known as Nuestra Reina de Los Angeles. If you're ever in Los Angeles, make sure Echo Park is a place that you visit while you're there. Just a few minutes away was the Geffen Contemporary at the Museum of Contemporary Art, where I went for the LA Art Book Fair. Right near it was a memorial for the Japanese soldiers who fought for the US in World War II. Outside of the LA Art Book Fair, they had a bunch of food trucks lined up, and they all smelled pretty delicious. And while you're eating, you could listen to the live music that played nearby. The LA Art Book Fair is the companion fair to the New York Art Book Fair, held every fall in New York. There was a ton of cool stuff to see here, from art books, catalogs, monographs, periodicals, magazines. They even had art records, which was pretty cool to check out. They had a presentation area called the Classroom, but I avoided that because I much preferred the motto from this booth. Not only could you purchase your favorite art books, you could also get some permanent art to take home. All in all, there were over 300 international presses, publishers, and artists, which made this a pretty interesting place to visit. Next, I wish you all Xing Yan Kuai Lu, which is Happy New Year in Chinese, as we go to Chinatown to celebrate the Chinese New Year. First, we got to see this beautiful Chinese temple, which was just down the road from the parade. Unfortunately, we got to the parade just a little too late to see Po from the movie Kung Fu Panda. The Chinese New Year celebrates the Lunar New Year. For 2016, it's the Year of the Monkey in the Chinese zodiac. In the parade were lots of high schools and different bands from around the city that came to help celebrate. Chinatown is a pretty cool place with lots of really neat Chinese themed buildings, as you see a couple local news anchors pass by here. There were a lot of good marching bands going along, and this one in particular had the riders behind them in the parade jamming out. As I am also partly of Chinese heritage, it was really neat to visit Chinatown and take in all the culture that they have there. But I am also half Mexican, so it was really cool to see the Hispanic community come out to help celebrate, and they brought along their dancing horses, which put on a pretty good show. After the parade, we decided to venture into Chinatown a little more and see what else was going on. I was really impressed with all the decorations and the architecture. It was all just a great sight to take in. I hope to be able to come back and spend more time visiting. All over the place, people were firing off these poppers in celebration, so much so that the street at this point was covered in confetti. So of course, we had to get a couple of our own so we could join in on the celebration. Kudos for this guy for blocking the shot so he can make his way into the show. But I had a great time nonetheless, and it was great to be able to spend Chinese New Year here in Chinatown. Whether it's Chinese New Year or not, be sure to stop by Chinatown if you're ever in Los Angeles. As always, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next week for another journey.